Shandon Baptist Church exists to make, mature, and multiply disciples of Jesus Christ one life at a time in the Midlands and beyond.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Shandon Podcast. This is my favorite time of year. Sorry, Daniel. It's when the college ministry takes over for the summer. So this is Steve Turner, college pastor at Shandon Baptist Church, with a new co-host, and it's so fun to introduce to you Amy Peterson. Amy is no stranger to podcasts. She does some podcasts for the North American Mission Board, does some other wonderful stuff, and is a parent of a collegian. And so, Amy, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Steve. I just love being here. I love college students, and I love Shandon and the way that we're able to wrap our arms around and welcome these awesome students who are coming. I am a mom of 3 boys. I'm kind of in every season of college life because my oldest one is married and graduated. So he went through the whole college thing and actually graduated and has a job. So yay. The second one is going to be a senior this year at University of Arkansas. So
Awesome. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs, Woo Pig. We are almost through that one. And then our last son is going to enter high school this next year, believe it or not. And so we're going to be walking that path pretty soon again. And so I understand the whole framework of it all. And we're in it. And so we just love college students and think that this time is such a pivotal time.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know. So that's kind of where we are at in my, I teach, my husband is on staff here at Shandon. Y'all work together. And I was thinking back, Steve, that your wife, Dawn, and my husband, Brandon, and me, the 4 of us have really been in ministry off and on for over 20 years together.
We've been on a journey.
Both of us have with our stories, and that's for another day.
that is for another day. We've made our way to here, away from here, back to here, and God's just been so fruitful for all those years. And you were a part of Oklahoma Baptist University.
Yes. Just recently, that's where we moved from. My husband was Dean of Students. Brandon was Dean of Students there. So we really got a front row seat in college life again and enjoyed investing in those students. And so really the exciting things that I see in this generation with being able to dig down and do the hard things, to be so authentic and real with who they are unashamedly, and really want to know the truth and are just able to get to the bottom of things pretty quickly and sniff out any kind of faux pas. No.
Yeah, well, just inauthentic. Things.
Yes.
I think their discernment for authenticity is maybe better than any generation I've ever worked with. You know, for me, started college ministry in 92, long ago.
Yes, you did.
And many things have changed, many things have not. But honestly, Amy, this is the best time to be in college ministry.
And you have that perspective across all of those decades. I am curious about something. Let's go back even further, Steve. What were you like in college?
A big mess.
You were?
Yeah. I was on staff at a church when I was 17.
Wow. So you knew you were going into ministry.
I won't say that.
Okay. But you were on staff
I was
at a
17. It was the summer before my first year in college. I had an advisor, a faculty advisor at Middle Tennessee State, who was a family friend. And I hate to say this, but here's what he told me. He said, Steve, you've got a lot of musical talent. You're going to go to church anyway. You might as well get paid for it, which is so ungodly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it started me. I was
interesting
worship guy back then, song director at First Baptist Church, Woodbury, Tennessee.
Amazing. Because you went to college there in Tennessee?
Went to Middle Tennessee State. I was a computer science major.
Steve. I mean, I think it's really encouraging for those who are in college now. They don't have to set their sights on their forever job and occupation. I mean, you took a grand detour to get back into church life. And I just think that there's so much room that God has to navigate our paths. And so if you're listening to this, stressing out, college student, that you are going into your junior or senior year and you still don't quite know the road ahead, it's okay. I mean, the things that I'm doing now, I didn't go to school for, but God just layers that path. And it's really an adventure when you can release the expectation of what you think it should be and feel like you're falling behind.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you had asked me in 1977, hey, are you going to be a pastor at a church? I go, no. I'm going to be in computer science, make a lot of money. I love the church. I'll serve the church, but not vocationally. And then in the middle of just a weird series of events when I was working for Apple, and they paid for me to go back to school, and God used that for me to fall in love with college students. I mean, God orchestrated every piece, and I didn't even see it coming.
And see, that's what I think is so cool as I've looked back over things. God is always working, and especially in the places that we don't think he is. He is always working. As I was looking back in my college life, the girl that I was my freshman year, I went to Louisiana Tech. I went to 3 different universities in my 5-year portfolio of colleges.
Hey, you originated the transfer portal.
I did, over and over again. And I learned how to transfer. My last university that I actually graduated from was Oklahoma Baptist University. I transferred in as a 4th-year student, so I was 21 years old doing all the transfer stuff and getting acclimated. And honestly, it was the best experience of the other 2. I tried some things other ways, but it didn't work as well. But when I got involved, when I was free and open to meet people and just make the most of the experience instead of kind of being cowering back and really insecure and worried about what people thought of me, when I was able to bust beyond that, I had the best experience. And so, you know, we are all coming from different places and our journey will all look different, but we can be assured that God is working. And we can rest in that, even though we feel a little crazy.
Yeah, no, so true.
Well, today I want to answer this question. Why does the local church matter in college? We both love the local church. And I have to admit, though, in college, I thought it was a good thing to do. I grew up going, but I didn't quite get that it was one of the best things that I could do. And so for someone who has walked alongside students for many years, why does the local church matter in these college years?
It's such an important question because the exploration of spirituality and faith in college is nothing new. I mean, most students do that at some level. But often it is adjacent to the church and not part of the church.
There are so many other options. Yes.
And the problem is, once you graduate, if you don't have a love for the local church, it is very difficult to flip that switch. Plus, we need each other. The beauty of the local church, I would say when done right, is that we're multiple generations, ethnicities, cultural backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, all coming together around the love of Christ and the love of each other. And so that, to me, is why, I mean, one of our foundations with Shandon College is build the body, his church. And so getting students, you know, students are engaging, emerging adults. They're not fully adulthood yet, but they're emerging into that area. And so to learn that love of the local church, learn their giftedness in the local church, is so important. And at Shandon, 1, you have a church that really loves college students. But 2, you just have a place that's massively invested in developing future adults and future church leaders.
Exactly. It's not just checking the box to say that you've done it. You actually need a church family to be a part of. And that really changes how you see the Lord and how you worship Him from week to week. I remember in college, I was kind of hit or miss with the local church. But once I graduated and went down to Dallas and was a teacher there, I still was a little hit or miss until I became so miserable pursuing all the things I thought was going to be fulfilling. Like I would teach and then come home, and I don't know why I thought this was fulfilling, but I would watch TV from Oprah all the way, and that was on like at 4, all the way to Letterman, which David Letterman, this is dating me, to all the way till 11:30 with a tub of Blue Bunny ice cream with a spoon, eating that thing, thinking that was fulfilling. And so I finally got back to the place of, Lord, what is this all about? I mean, is this all that I've been working for? And He very clearly in my heart said, Amy, come back to what you know. And that was in the local church. And so I didn't want to be held accountable. These are some of the obstacles and reasons why I didn't want to go to local church. I didn't want to be held accountable. I didn't want to be locked into some kind of duty that I felt I needed to do. And I didn't want to really be known. There was a lot of things that I was hiding and covering up. And so once I began to realize that that is the very vehicle to the freedom that I was so pursuing, man, I got involved and it changed the game for me. Not only in my own self, being surrounded by people, by living life with people that are real and seeking Jesus, but it challenged me in my development as a leader. My husband and I had met, Fran and I had met at OBU, but we reconnected down in Dallas a year later. And so there were just so many friendships that spurned from that were real. And I think the local church in that sense was a game changer for me. And so what obstacles have you seen that inhibit students or block students and people from coming to the local church?
There are several. I think for many, truthfully, they haven't been discipled prior to getting to college, and so they just don't make it a priority. I mean, there is this thought process for a lot of collegians. Hey, I'm just going to go, quote unquote, live my best life at college, and that doesn't include Jesus.
Right.
I'll have Jesus in my back pocket if I need Him, but I'm going to do me. For others, oddly enough, one of the biggest distractions is the amount of options. You know, they look at it almost like a buffet table of spiritual opportunities, and they'll pick a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and over here, I'll pick a little bit of this. And it ends up being very detrimental to just development, where, you know, I'll tell students, no, just lock in. Find a local church and lock in. It doesn't have to be Shandon. Just make sure it's a biblically, theologically accurate, correct place. Who wants to develop you and deploy you? You know, we have 5 foundational principles at Shandon College. The first one is seek first the kingdom. The second one is engage the campus. The third one is make disciples. The fourth one is build the body as church. And then the last one is develop to deploy. I mean, you're not always going to be in college.
Yeah.
And so in order to do that, you really have to focus. And it's hard to do as a new college student.
And prioritize.
Right.
Because I think the decision to go to church on Sunday is dictated by the choices you make on Saturday night. And I have seen that over and over, waiting to make the decision until 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, where if you're committed and prioritize that, then you're going to be making those different decisions on Saturday night.
Yep.
But I love that you brought up those pillars, those foundations for Shandon College, because one of the reasons why talking about the obstacles out front is so key is that there could be somebody listening here and go, oh my goodness, that's me. And I've never been able to put words to it. And so once you put words to it, then you can deal with it. And so then if you've dealt with the reason why you're not making church a priority, property, then what are the options available? And we so want to invite those of you who are listening and encourage those of you who are looking to come and check out Shandon College, because there is so much here waiting for you and so much that you can be a part of. So what does a student actually do to get plugged into Shandon College? Let's say they're like, okay, I want to try it. Now what?
Yeah, there's so many starting places. The first thing is follow us on the socials. We're at Shandon College on Instagram. We also are on the Shandon.org website. We have GroupMe available that students can jump into, and maybe we can put that in the show notes or something like that, where you can just jump in and become a part of that now. The biggest thing, and we'll talk about this more, I'm sure, in a future episode, from move-in to what we call Tailgate Sunday, we go 9 straight days of activity and events. And
that's awesome.
Just all kind of things to jump in and meet people.
Yeah. Those first 9 days can be really overwhelming, particularly for new students, to be able to kind of get their bearings and feel so lonely. I mean, my heart is so much for the college student who comes and is surrounded by people, but is so lonely. But you've got to start somewhere, and this is such a great opportunity to step into that Shandon does. So 9 straight days.
9 straight days. It about kills me. But students love it. I mean, we start with an event that honestly I told students that won't work. Called Pups and Popsicles.
Pups and Popsicles. I bet there's puppies.
There's puppies and
involved.
popsicles. Like you come and pet puppies and eat popsicles, which to me sounds like, why would anyone do that? And yet we have a puppy-loving generation.
We do.
And so
there's a lot of sweetness to that.
And we have a lot of church members who go, I want to bring my puppies.
Aw, that's a great idea.
So it becomes, honestly, one of our most fun events. And it's just meeting people. It's very unprogrammed. But here's what we know, that loneliness factor. Hey, just come find your people. And so that becomes the kickoff of nonstop mayhem for that culminates in a thing we do here at Shandon called Tailgate Sunday, which is just so much fun.
Our whole church is a part of that.
The whole church.
And that's what's so cool. When you are a part of Shandon College, you're a part of not only the college ministry, you're a part of the entire church. And there are so many things that is our mission, small groups, discipleship, mission trips. There's so many ways to have the full effect of what it's like to live side by side along people pursuing Jesus in whatever season you're in.
And community becomes so important. I mean, we have a big Thursday night worship every week called Thrive, and we'll have awesome numbers of students come to that. But I'm like, hey, the key is getting into a small group. Yeah. And last year we had over 30 of those small groups. This year we're already ready to have 38 of those from day one. And so that is where you meet people, can get just open and honest and authentic with people who you're going to need and who are going to need you. And so you're just doing life together, chasing after Jesus.
Before we wrap up, one of the keys that I learned in my tour of colleges in my college career was be okay to initiate a hello. Walk up to someone and say, hey, where are you from? I mean, there's been places in which I waited for people to come to me, and then my inner narrative began to say really mean things to myself. And so take the initiative and say hello to somebody. And that was a huge piece to me really loving my third university, finally, for the 2 years. I was a super senior. So I lived it and loved it. So I did it one more year. It was great. Well, our hope is simple for these 4 weeks, focusing on college, and it's our college takeover, is that every student finds a church family. We build real relationship and grow into the person that God has created you to be. We are so excited to meet up with you these next 4 weeks on a Monday, and we look forward to seeing you then. Steve, do you have anything else to say?
No, thanks, Amy. Glad to have you a part of this. And hey, can't wait to see you next week.